We are back. Airshops Kodesh, Parsha A. A lot of food stuff's going on here. My favorite kliyukkers, actually. I mean, we'll get to it, but it's okay. Eating food. Why we repeating the halachas here? We learned this in Fancy Shmini. Nothing changed. It's not like, oh, by the way, the pig is now kosher. It's not like the cow is not kosher. Different birds, fish. I mean, it's really the same. Same. Why repeating it here for these people? We know this already. That's one thought you got to think about for a second. Why repeating it? Also, for those taking score, middle of Chulin, today is 99. So, a lot of halachas of Chulin, nothing with Kedusha, Chulin. Regular food, regular wine, regular eating, Nusha, all that kind of fun stuff. But there's an interesting idea to kind of go around, which I kind of comes back in teaching, and I kind of mentioned this a bunch of times talking about food. What's the purpose of food? What's the purpose of the pleasure in the world? Some people love to travel. Some people go to the nice restaurants. Some people do not. Some people, bittul Torah, waste of time. Women aren't sneas there. Food, you can't get a minion. Is it important to travel the world? Is it not important? Is it important to stay away from these things of the world? That's a question that every family or every person can really, tackle. But there's one approach I like to kind of talk about is to understand the way of the world and to understand kashrus isn't a restriction on things. As you know, I go to different places traveling, and they say, "Oh, Jay, I didn't know you're kosher. What could you eat off this menu?" I'm nothing. Oh, nothing. I didn't know. It must be terrible. Must be hard. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I say to people, I've never starved before. Never starved to death before. I'll be fine. Oh, you sure? Yeah, I'm fine. You guys, I'll have a beer. I'm totally fine. So people see kosher, and some Jews also, is very restrictive. There's so many good foods in the world to eat, and we can only eat a certain amount, and that's just terrible. Okay, but kashrus really isn't anti-pleasure. It's the doorway. It's the gateway that we can really have pleasure. And there's a certain mushal that talks about what we look at food. Someone goes to the king or someone a nice house, and they're supposed to prepare all this food for you. And a day before, you call up and say, you know what, I'm not eating any fish and no stupid dairy, um, and no cinnamon and no vanilla. I don't know. Oh, didn't know you were sick. Well, it's not really a sick thing, but dairy is, not in the mood for it. Makes me tired. A cinnamon thing, yeah, I don't know, not in the mood for it. Okay, and the king is like a little hurt, or the person's a little bit hurt. You know what? I have this great menu. I have this really fantastic things I wanted to give prepare for you, and I prepared it. And now you're kind of turning it down. If you're sick, you're allergic, it's one thing. But just for the reasons don't seem that normal. Um, that's you're rejecting the present. You're rejecting the gift of the king or the person. I had all these things prepared, and you're taking something that's really so rejecting Hashem. There's this love of what Hashem puts in the world and rejecting it. Now, the opposite, let's think about the opposite. A guest comes and you eat the food and you make a bracha, and a person understands, the animal died for me to have this food. So there's a certain spiritual uplifting approach that you're supposed to have. And then you make a bracha and you taste the wine, and it's fantastic. And it puts you in a good mood. And this whole meal is a very uplifting meal. You appreciate the meal, you appreciate the work that went into it, you appreciate how good it tasted. Um, that's the way to honor God in the world. One of the ways to be davuk to Hashem, to be close to Hashem, to cleave to Hashem, is to enjoy what Hashem put in the world, but enjoying it in the right prism. Two people can eat the same food. One person's a sinner, one person's a chota. Um, Sinner, no, sinner, that same thing. One person is a tzaddik, one person's a chota. The chota eats when he's full. and the tzaddik eats when he's hungry, and the chota doesn't appreciate, and the tzaddik appreciates. Same food, same eating, but halacha and understanding the work to get to that, and to understanding what halacha and eating food gets us really through the gate of pleasure. Mori Naim talks about this. There's this garden, Gan Eden, the garden of pleasure, and you walk through the Shar Hashem. If you understand the that's from Hashem, and I appreciate this because it's from Hashem, then your enjoyment of the food is very different. It's very different. I'm not just eating it because I'm hungry, eating it because whatever. I'm eating because there's a certain purpose to it. And that's the same thing with all these things in the world Hashem gave us. Hashem gave us music. Oh my gosh, no, I can't hear music. Music's supposed to put you in a good mood. You're supposed to hear music. Oh my God, Jackson, Wyoming. Oh, it's a schlep. Hashem made things really nice in the world for us to see it. I'm not saying, leave your tefillin at home. I'm not saying leave your gemara at home, but to a vacation, and to go to restaurants to enjoy the food Hashem put, and Hashem gave people talents how to make these beautiful foods. That's what Hashem wants us to do. That's what Hashem wants us to do. And then there's this fine line be going to a restaurant where there's, let's say, dancing, pitmaster, Yerushalayim. Maybe you've been there. I was fighting this for about a year. I finally went, and yeah, food's really nice, and you have a nice time. And they encourage people to get up and dance and look at the chef as he's putting the food together. It's nice, very nice. But I feel like I'm sitting on the wrong side of the mechitza at a wedding. I'm like, there's women really dancing right here. And without that, I think is a better avira. That's kind of really what we're looking for. You can enjoy things in the world in the right context, the right scene, and that's really what we're trying to find, that fine line where having food, going to work, enjoying vacations the right way, and then unfortunately going to places where you're not seeing the best things, you're not in the best environments, um, and they have these kosher tours. Oh, it's expensive. Yeah, but there's a different approach. A kosher tour, there's kosher food that's prepared, tours are prepared, as opposed to going and you don't know what's taking place, you don't know what you're eating, um, going to a place and not having the right food, or I don't know how you feel with mixed swimming or mixed dancing, whatever. I don't know who's listening to this 100%, but there's different people, different life decisions there, I guess. And that's kind of where things are. You want to take the bracha, the shepherd from Hashem, and enjoy it in the right context. And I believe this is really what the Gemara in Nazar. We started learning this Gemara Nazar last week. So Gemara Gimel, Lazar Kapar. Guy's a chota. Guy's a chota. Guy takes a Nazar, a vow of being a Nazar. No wine, no haircuts, no going to the cemetery. Guy's a chota. And the Gemara kind of says, well, that's only a chota if he's tamei in the 30 days, or else he's a good guy. But the Gemara is not so convincing, because the Torah doesn't say that a chot is only if he breaks the thing. Because even if you do this successfully, you bring a carbon chatas, and then the Lashon Copper says, you know, and the thought process is you turn yourself away from the pleasures of the world. That's a chota. Now, what sin is it? Is it maybe samachta b'chol hatov? You went against enjoying everything that Hashem put in the world, so it's an actual chota, or just a chota, meaning you have opportunity to embrace things, the opportunity to drink wine and enjoy things, and by turning it away, that makes you kind of an ungrateful person and makes you a chota. That's what it's saying, and so that's kind of really what we're trying to understand. This attitude of gratitude, literally, is not just saying, you know what, Torah is great. I'm not going to have this piece of meat, or you know what, vacation? No, no thanks. I'm just going to stay home and learn a Gemara or something. No, the idea is to enjoy the world. The idea is to connect the world to the upper world. Is connect the world to the upper world. Is by taking pleasure in this world the right way, the right prism of Hashem. You can actually take this world into the next world. into the upper world. And I believe this is the lesson why this is right here. Going to the people going there to Israel. Talks about eating meat. Ki yarchiv Hashem gulacha. Hashem makes your borders, and remember, you're allowed to eat meat out of Yerushalayim because again, not so simple. People for 40 years only had meat when they were bringing a carbon, and now they're being told you can eat meat out of Yerushalayim. But it's more than that. It's more than that. It's the idea is that not just eating meat out of Yerushalayim, but taking the kedusha to your location. You go to Beit Shemesh, eat the kedusha. You go to Tel Aviv, eat the kedusha. You guys are going up to Tveria, Yisachar, Zvulun. You're going up north and to the water. Remember, Hashem is expanding your borders. But again, don't eat meat all the time. Eat it when you desire it. Eat it when you're connected to God, and that's the right context. And that's, I think, the right lesson. Because these people only had meat with a carbon. They had the mun for all these years. And these people, maybe the older generation heard this in Shemini, maybe some heard it when they were younger, but this is really a great lesson as they're leaving from the Midbar, where they're close to Moshe, close to the Jewish, close to the Levium, close to the Mishkan. And now they can go far. They may not go to the Yerushalayim maybe once a year, maybe not. And this lesson to take the kedusha in your food applies everywhere, not just by the Mishkan in the Midbar, but everywhere a Jew goes. And with that, Shabbat Shalom.